Elton John sings of the tragic destruction of a relationship because of unforgiveness. Diana Krall in 2015 in her album Wallflower gave the song a fresh presentation. It's sad, so sad. It's a sad, sad situation, and it's getting more and more absurd. Why can't we talk it over? It seems to me that sorry seems to be the hardest word. Maybe you agree that sorry seems to be the hardest word. And my not saying it can create a wall between me and you, but it can also create a wall between me and God. There are two sides of the forgiveness barrier. My unforgiveness toward others and my being unforgiven. From one side, I'm challenged to give forgiveness from a heart of compassion and grace. From the other side, I seek that compassion and grace for myself. And why is this so hard? What makes sorry the hardest word when it can bring forgiveness and renewal, and when not saying it can shut down my most important relationships? When not saying it can shut me down toward God. Let's take a little time with this because it's so important and consequential. May I suggest that in any relationship, there is how we really are toward each other. And then there is my imagined picture of myself and what I mean to you. This picture of myself as desirable, as impressive, and completely lovable, it's all tangled up in my ego and how I feel about myself. I like this picture, even though it may have a lot of fantasy in it. And I'm very, very reluctant to give it up. If I lose that, I may lose everything. And in using the word sorry, I admit that I'm not so completely impressive, that I am flawed and make mistakes. So this threatens my proud fantasy that I'm trying to get you to believe. And deep inside, I fear that this will cause you to become disillusioned with me and lose interest and go away. But in a deep irony, my not saying sorry can cause you to become disillusioned and lose interest and go away. It's a sad, sad situation. Now, this may be the tougher side of forgiveness for me. If I let go of my imagined picture of myself, my desirable, impressive self, I will experience this as lowering myself in your eyes, in my own eyes, and even in the eyes of God. I can't do it, I think. What will I have left? As it turns out, I may actually have to lose some precious things in my life, things I love, before I'm willing to see myself differently, as flawed but genuine, open and real, and even humble. And here we touch on the real obstacle in the word sorry and in the tougher side of forgiveness. We're not looking so much at the obstacles, we're looking at ways of opening, creating opening moments with God and with others. But it's my proud clutching to the picture of myself that is simply too good to be true. My proud imagination is more important than my humble reality. And in fact, no one must know that I have a humble reality. May I suggest that what could be most helpful, rather than preserving what I wish were my reality, is that I simply enter his reality. Because he's handled all this. He's taught all about this. He has shown this in his own real life moments. Jesus said of himself, I am gentle and humble in heart. Matthew 11. And more than just saying it, he showed it every day while he lived among us. As Paul put it, he emptied himself and humbled himself. Philippians 2. And why did he do this? So there wouldn't be any obstacles. No walls between God and me, and for that matter, between others and me. So here's where it begins. I let go of the too good to be true me, and I enter his gentle and humble life. I no longer prop up the fantasy me, but in the security of his dedicated love to me, I show you the real me, the flawed but growing me, the me that says, sorry. Have you tried this? Have you said that hardest word? And have you found, as I have, a surprising grace and generosity coming from those you say it to? I admit it. I need forgiveness. And in the forgiving moment that God grants to me, and that you grant to me in the grace I seek from you, the wall comes down. The wall I put up in the first place. And to my great surprise, what I've always wanted, true connection, belonging, even love, is now actually part of me, the real me.